Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block. Flip my hair, move my head, show the world I'm royalty. When I walk by, they be taking bows, cause they know I'm a queen, yeah. Move it, move it, groove it, groove it. They wanna know just how I do it when I do it, do it. I got that magic touch, it's a rush, pulsing through my veins when I show up everybody.
Hola mi gente, how are we doing tonight? What's up all my peeps? Here I am once again. Did y'all miss me? I hope you did because I missed you guys. There's so much to talk about. I have an amazing show with amazing guests, but we're gonna start off the show. You know, I hate starting off with, you know, sad news, but you know, I just have to send out my condolences and my heartfelt condolences to the family and friends of, you know, of Isaiah. Isaiah is a person that was missing for a couple of weeks now. It kind of hits home a little bit because I personally didn't know him, but I know people who did know him, and I was reposting and we were really, really rooting for you know, a safe return. Bobby, do we have that to show? That's the first one. And it's really sad, and it's that, you know, so young. And like I said, it hits close, not only because you know somebody that knows somebody that knew him, but it also in the neighborhood, you know, it was right around my neighborhood. And it's like, darn it, you just never know. Like, what the hell is going on? You know, I don't know. It's just, no matter what the circumstance are, I just believe that nobody has the right to take anybody's life, you know. So I'm very saddened by the news, and, you know, my condolences to them, you know. And also, you know, again, we have another sad, this football player I'm sure that you've heard about, who was high school, was just at practice, you know, one of those things, and Robert Bush, and collapsed on the field, and he died. You know, it's happening way too more, you know, often now. I think something like, how many more kids have to die? How many, you know, young adults before you do something? I mean, it's obvious if you're having practice and a certain degree aside or something going on, I mean, don't practice. Leave it for another day. Find an indoor. I mean, we're sacrificing our children. So our condolences to that as well. But on a lighter note, we have some birthday shout outs, so let's give them out. And feliz cumpleaños. Happy birthday to all my peeps. I hope you have many, many, many more birthdays. And in case you're all wondering, how do I know it's your birthday? Well, if you're my friend on Facebook, you know, when you get a notification that says birthdays, that's how I know. And if you're not my friend, please, please, please go on my Facebook, Linda Lynn, or Could Be You TV, or Strong Island TV. And or not, you want to give out a shout out for somebody who doesn't have, you can always email me at couldbeyoutv@gmail.com, and I'll be gladly to give out a shout out. And before we started the show, I just want to let everybody know that, you know, that I love all my loyal viewers for tuning in, day out, every week at same place, same time. But please, guys, I would love if you can share the video. This way, you know, the more views, the more people we get in, and we can continue doing the show, because you know what I say, sharing is caring. So thank you so much. And without further ado, you know, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I have a special guest. We're going to have so much fun talking about everything that's been going on. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Amigos, gracias por continuar ahí acompañándonos. A esta hora vamos a hablar sobre un torneo de softball que une este viernes a policías de Puerto Rico y policías de Nueva York. Esto es para recaudar fondos para los más necesitados en Puerto Rico. Para que nos hable sobre esta iniciativa, vamos a conectarnos con los organizadores de este evento, los amigos José González e Eimé Hernández de JIBARITOSWITHTROOPS. Muy buenas noches a ambos, saludos.
Buenas noches, buenas noches.
Bueno, esto es para que la gente vea de que la policía no solamente se dedica a dar boletos o a meter a la gente presa, sino que también hace muchísimas acciones que son de ayuda para muchas personas necesitadas. Y en este caso ustedes han estado comprometidos con las personas de Puerto Rico que no la están pasando tan bien. Cuéntenos, ¿de qué se trata esto?
Bueno, esto es un torneo que, bueno, primero que nada, buenas noches a la gente de Puerto Rico que nos están viendo aquí desde Nueva York. Saluditos a los jibaritos en Puerto Rico. Nosotros somos una organización que la jefa te puede explicar en unos minutos más, que nos basamos en ayudar cuando pasa algún desastre. Y todo empezó, que ya mucha gente sabe, cuando empezó el huracán María en Puerto Rico. Va a ser la historia un poquito más corta. Pues nos dedicamos a ayudar a Puerto Rico y a muchos sitios más y a la comunidad aquí en New York.
How amazing was that? And you know what? Without no further ado, here are my guests. We got Amy and Jose with Jibarito with Troops. Oh my God, thank you so much for being here. Ya era tiempo. It was about time that you guys finally came because, guys, whoever has not been watching and following and whatever, you know, the things that you guys have been doing. I mean, let's just start off and let's give, you know, the people who don't know exactly what Jibarito with Troops is, just give us more or less what exactly is Jibaritos with Troops.
Dile.
Anybody, somebody, or you.
Well, we're a nonprofit organization that was established officially in 2020, but we've been around since 2017. This all started during when Hurricane Maria started in Puerto Rico, when it happened, with that catastrophic event. We were everybody who is in this organization, except, you know, Ricky to me and Grisel, but we were all basically strangers trying to do something, you know, for Puerto Rico. And we all, you know, joined together with the community, of course, because without the community, nothing is possible. And this organization just all fell into place, and we started to become a need. We transported over 1 million pounds of food and water to Puerto Rico. That's how I met Jose. Actually, he started collecting in his shop.
Okay.
Linked up. My brother was the one that actually called from one friend to another. The communication just started from there, and I actually went to his shop with Gary Brown. That's how it started.
Shout out to Gary Brown.
Yep. And then, like I said, it just, everybody, the team that formed together was from community people together with business owners.
But this is also, so it all started, Hurricane Maria, it hit. So you didn't know each other and you decided, we have to do, you were saying to yourself with your people, we have to do something. You were saying something with your people, we have to do something. So who did you come up with the name Jibaritos with Troops? What? That's a very unusual name. So if people are not from the island of Puerto Rico, wouldn't know what, or Latin, what Jibaro is, what made you come up with Jibaritos with Troops? How did you put that together?
The name, we had to come up with some sort of name because we were an organization that didn't collect money. We never went and got money from people when all that was going on. Jibaritos actually is, Jose's family owns Jibaritos Barbecue Chicken in Puerto Rico.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay.
So we took the Jibaritos from there. And of course, I was the troop, I was the military, and my little partner, Alejandro. So
that's why Jibarito with Troops.
We ended up bringing it all together.
Oh, interesting. And you know what? We do have to give you a special shout out, Amy. Do we have that picture of Amy there? We have to thank you for your services. I know that you recently retired, and there she goes, beautiful. And you know what? Actually, we were in communication a lot because when my son actually went over a year to Africa, you were the one that was just like, what's going on? You know, can I do this? Can I not do this? How can this happen? And you were very helpful. You were sending, you know, the candy that was still for you know, helping them in Christmas, and you were, you know, actually very active with helping me, you know, I guess deal with my son being away, and I appreciate that very much. And not only that, but appreciate you for your services for so long, because that was a career and a half. So much blessings and thank you. But so definitely, so Jibaritos and Troops. Okay, that makes sense. So where exactly, at what point did you guys come together and like meet and decided to, like, how did you come together? Like, what brought you together besides, like, did you meet at somebody's house or somebody introduced you, or?
I was in the shop, you know. I'm gonna say in Spanish and English.
Spanglish. Aquí se habla de los dos.
De los dos,
que se llama Spanglish.
No, like como ella dijo anterior, like she said before, you know, like one call, whatever, and that's where we started. And she went to the shop. I said, you know what, I'm gonna collect water to send it to Puerto Rico. Don't ask me how I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna do it, because I was talking to my mother in Puerto Rico, and I know she's saying it's gonna come to Puerto Rico. It's gonna be bad. So, you know, we got to get prepared.
So you were already preparing before?
Like 2 days before, because I can, you know, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm born in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
I know what it is.
Right, yeah.
All this type of stuff, because I lived there and I went to vacation. I get stuck sometime in the hurricane, whatever. And I can hear it in her voice. You say, it's coming.
It's coming.
So I was in the shop and I was like, you know what? I'm going to collect water. And I started sending texts to my customers, to people, to bring me water. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna send. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do it.
So we talked to one guy. He came. He bring her brother, and she, like she said before, she came with Gary Brown. She said, "Let me see what I'm gonna do." And then in my head, I was like, "Whatever. She's not gonna help me." I was smoking like crazy, stressed out. I know what's not working, because I want to know something. She came back like not even like an hour later, right? And she say, I'm gonna help you. I was like, okay, oh, wow. Let's see what happened now, because she say that,
right?
Because you know, we don't know each other.
People talk, right? People like to talk, right?
And he didn't know I was in the military.
Yeah, I don't know if she was in the military either. And she say, let's do it. And
did you already have like connections and hookups and all that before this come about, that it was maybe easier for you to?
I didn't have the connection. Me and Gary were out actually.
Well, let's get to that. So how exactly do we know Gary? Because actually Gary is also a mutual friend, you know, and I do know he does a lot of, actually Gary, I've been trying to get him on the show for quite some time. And I know you're recovering, baby. We spoke to you not too long ago, and you said that, you know, he's trying to recover from his surgeries, and also speedy recovery, because we would love to have you here. But how exactly was that connection with Gary?
So it was crazy. My husband had his shoulder surgery. I'm home. I'm watching this news, and I'm getting like frantic with everything that's going on. I called Gary right away, because I knew, I was like, you know what? Let me call Gary. He's got connections.
I
mean, I know a lot of people.
Right.
I just happened to call Gary, and I go, Gary, we got to do something. He's like, you know what? Meet me in 20 minutes. I was like, I'm there.
Okay.
We actually went together to the National Guard base first.
Okay.
And next to MacArthur Airport. We were trying to see if they were starting to ship out stuff with the flights and stuff. So happens we were doing backwards planning, let's say. We didn't start collection. We wanted to know how we would ship something if we would go ahead and collect stuff. Me being logistics, that's what my trade is. I do backwards planning, 60, 30, 60, 90. So from there is when I got the phone call. We had just left another location, and then we went to his shop. He didn't know who Gary was either.
Right.
So we're in the car together. He didn't know I was military. He didn't know who Gary is. And then I see him with his face all stressed out, everything. I see the pallets of water there with a box of Chef Boyardee. And we just left from there. Me and Gary started talking, and Gary was like, you know what? I got a little connect. Let's see if we can do this and this and that. I drop off Gary. I go home. 20 minutes later, we arranged the shipment. We got, the green light. And I said, all right. I told him, I said, all right, we're going to help you.
And about approximately how many like cases, a pallet, like what?
Well, the first day, because she was there, it was like a couple cases of water, like soup. People from my family, customers came and dropped it off. I said, all right, whatever. I was happy with 2 cases of water, believe it or not.
Okay.
Because I can see that people want to do it.
Right. People would.
So after she say, let's do it, So I remember that weekend we did a Facebook Live together. I think it was together. She did one by herself or whatever, and that blew up. That went viral. And then in my shop, in my location, I have to shut the business for like a couple of months. And we collect the first weekend. We collect like 75 pallets.
Wow.
And it was like $75 is a lot. But before that, I just want to say thank you, to somebody that's not here with us today. It was Sammy.
Yes.
That was the guy that, came to my shop and gave me the hand to say, you know what, you can use my warehouse.
His warehouse and his
And
trucks,
I look at him and I say, I don't have money to pay for this because there's a lot of money. He said, nobody asked you for money. I say, my location is yours.
Absolutely.
And from day one, that was definitely was mine because I was there 24/7.
Absolutely.
Working with my team, with her and everybody else.
Community
And
that
was,
helped. That helped a lot too because he had his fleet of
Yes.
And trucks and
trailers
stuff.
and trucks, and it's a very unfortunate tragic accident, and I'll always remember Sammy. He liked to party, he liked to be out
yeah.
a lot,
Oh.
and then one of the clothes that my husband promoted that he was working at. Do you know that he actually showed up in a camel?
That would be Sammy.
He
Sammy.
showed up in who
would
else
be
was
Sammy.
he showed up in a
Different
camel
things,
because
so.
he wanted to show, like, that was just his personality and that was his and so he showed
Go
up with
big or
Miss
go
and
home.
yeah.
Le gustaba el
So,
party, le gustaba el party.
Yeah, so that was one of the besides being his big personality, and I
His
see
heart,
his
big heart.
his son very often. He comes out, so I know that was a great help. I remember all that, all his trucks, KBG, yeah. So shout out to that, shout out to the family, shout out for
yes.
the
Big time.
So that, let me tell you something, that is something so amazing because your organization, Jibarito with Troops, doesn't just stop there as just sending stuff to Puerto Rico and
No.
some as I see everything you guys do, it's just like you have your hands in everything. Like
All
it's
over
just
the
like it's
place.
nonstop. People call you. It's like they look up to you guys. Like they go to people. Like we need help. Like what? And you're like the saviors. You're like the Superman. You're like Superman to the rescue. And that is something so amazing. Like what else besides that? What has been the most rewarding thing that you have done as an organization besides just sending help, aid to other what has been the most up to date, like it's been more rewarding and more memorable to you that as an organization you can say, wow.
I think it's everything because we're not only that organization that collects and then ships, is that we collect it, we organize it, pack it, palletize it, ship it, and then we go there and we distribute it. So the interaction with the people, that these essential needs that we collect from the community, we are actually seeing these people getting it. And it's a gratification of seeing them and the response we get back from them when we are boots on ground. We've been there through the earthquakes. We've been there. We went to Texas for the cold.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. You go out, you're out of state. It's not just, let's just say you're just biased to Puerto Rico and that's it.
No.
I seen you do the states and, I also seen when you come to the aid of people right here with, fires, people in need of that. I see that that's become something and the collection. Yeah, I've seen. I mean, I wish I had even more time to show. There is so much that you guys have done and so much content and so much that is even so hard to put everything together in front of. If I wanted to show, it would have been taken up more than an hour of a show. But that's how much your organization has grown. What do you think? What are you looking forward? Like, what are you expecting out of this organization? Do you want to go like bigger? Do you like what you're doing now? Do you expect to work with other organizations, or is this more like your organization and you want to keep it small, or you want to expand to more?
It's we're willing to work with everybody. I like to work with the people. I'm not saying even can people think we are the best, because we're not. You know what I'm saying? I'm just people we like to work.
Yeah,
But you know what I'm saying? I like to, if I partner with somebody else, to make sure, you know, they do the right thing, like the way we do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
it's heartfelt from the heart, like genuine. I see the things that you guys do is so genuine. You know, it's like, you know, you don't do it to get anything out of it.
No.
You know, you don't do something to get recognition. You don't do, you know, everything you do is like you feel like, you know, you truly feel like you are the savior, because they look, you know, they look for people like you, and this organization has definitely made a difference in people's lives.
Yeah, the thing is that, number one, we don't have no grant for any government, anything for the government. We don't have anything. Everything is in base of the community, our money, and especially the community always give it back to us, always. And thanks to the community, to the people in the team, we continue growing up. And then the rest of the second thing, every time we travel to Puerto Rico, to any place that we go, everything we do is our pocket. It's, you know, if you give me $1, we're going to use the $1 for whatever we need, but we not pay everything. We pay hotels, Airbnb, rental cars, everything we do has come from our pocket.
So we need to change this. Hello, who do we talk to? Can we get a connection? President, somebody that just got to change. Like, you know, like I think that you've already, you know, you proved that, you know what I'm saying? I think it's time that somebody needs to really pull some strings here and really give the organization some, you know, some type of a grant or no. I think I think it's only right, you know what I'm saying? Especially with everything that you do out of, you know, it's not just locally. It's like you do it, you know, like, so Jose, let me just jump in. You have, your actual business is, an auto place?
It's an auto repair shop. It's like a body shop.
It's a body shop, yes. So I have to give him a special thanks. I have to give him a special thanks, people. I had a situation. He came to the rescue. My babies were stuck in the car. Have you ever had this happen? People, please. You put your dogs in the car, you know. I locked the car and I put the windows up because, you know, when they start going all over, I didn't want the car to move forward or to shut it. So I said for 2 seconds, and I step out of the car and I'm talking for 2 seconds and all of a sudden, click, 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 click. Every freaking lock in the car. And here are my 2 puppies just looking at me like we're hot, mommy. Like, get us out of here. I'm like, no, this is not happening. It was like such a fiasco. I'm over here like panicking calmly because nobody saw I was panicking. I was panicking calmly inside. Lo and behold, came Jose to the rescue, and he did what he had to do, and he rescued my baby. So I have to give you a special thanks for that. So anybody need rescuing? I don't know how many people. Please, I hope nobody else leaves their pets, the pets, you know, in the car, you know, but thank you. I have to thank you for that, you know. And let me tell you something too, speaking of pets, and I wish I had a video to show that, but I can't stress enough how important it is, to be very vigilant, not only obviously of your children around pools, but also your pets. I actually had 2 incidents happen with my pool where, both of my babies fell in the pool, and luckily I was there, you know, because I never leave them alone. But had I not been there, who knows? Because these French bulldogs, they don't have very long legs; they're very short, so they tend to, you know, can't swim that much. So if I wasn't there, Lord knows what could have happened. But people, please be very vigilant. So yeah, and especially in the cars too. Don't leave them in your cars. But
the
dog locked.
Yeah, the dog. Hello,
the dog's been locked.
Absolutely, but so we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we will come back. We're gonna come back and we're gonna continue with JIBARITOSWITHTROOPS and Amy and Jose. So we'll see you back in a few.
Jackie the Joke Man.
Jackie.
What is that?
That's a pygmy with a heart on.
New York Islander, Rich Pilon. So, How bad did you feel with the Kevin Stevens hit?
Darius and I were in their kitchen, and we were like, we were dominating Mario and them at the time. And Kevin just wanted to take me out, and it was a touch icing, and there was no need for him to come through. And he was and I kind of played like I didn't see him, and at the last second, just jumped right into him.
And we really love Jason Scoop, and we're so happy he's back.
Hello, everybody. My wife Jilly makes she's beautiful. That's my husband, wife. Excuse me, right there. That's okay. Look.
Since 1973.
That's awesome. Look at this,
long
Jibaritos with
time.
troops, you guys, and you know what they're doing? Tienen lechon.
See, I was thinking I was smelling something.
All right, parade over. Sorry, everybody. We have to go. Somebody's going to... I have the chicharron, okay? You know, they always pull it
Don't
aside
eat the
from me.
cuerito.
No, I eat it all. What are you talking about? I got no problem.
This might be a parade first. I can't remember someone actually roasting a pig during the parade.
And this right after that health alert we had with the air.
Yes.
For a second, I said, wait a minute, call the health. I said, oh, no, we want this kind of thing happening now.
Let's not lose sight of the organization, Jibaritos with Troops. It's a not-for-profit organization dedicated to providing humanitarian relief in Puerto Rico. They've been doing it since Hurricane Maria. That's fantastic.
Look at this guy, how proudly he's making that.
That's right. It looks like he's making it right because you can see how the cuerito is kind of like, which is the outer part, the skin. It's just like kind of dark and it's bubbling a little bit.
It's all in the seasoning.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He has a pilon right there too, so that means he mixed up his spices real nice and put it on.
I know.
So everyone, if you come back to the parade coverage and we're not here,
right. Follow the smell of it.
It's because we're enjoying the roast pork today.
Yes. Oh my goodness! Now I'm really set and ready to go. But you know, it's funny. It just passes us.
Yeah.
Here we are, working for the people of Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And then,
How amazing. Well, thank you, Bobby, for that warning. You know, that's what happens when you're on live TV. But how amazing. For those of you that didn't watch it, the Puerto Rican Day Parade, you know, happens to be one of the best parades like ever. So, but how amazing. That is like probably the first time ever in history, I want to say. Amy, can you let us know a little bit? Because I know it was kind of affiliated with you too. Wasn't that like your uncle or something like that?
That was my own.
How did that even come about? Who came with this idea that they're gonna make a lechon? For those of you who don't know what a lechon is you know when you roast a pig, and that's like a real Puerto Rican tradition, or not even Puerto Rican, right? I'm sure that a lot of Latinos or Hispanic people, but anyway,
different ways.
Yeah, different ways. But here, because it is a Puerto Rican Day Parade, how did you have a lechon up on a float being cooked? How did that come about? Please explain.
Well, the first one was in Brentwood, here on Long Island.
Okay.
And that was something that was discussed. Jose, jokingly, they come up in a conversation. We should do a lechon in the parade. And it actually did happen in the one in Brentwood.
Okay.
And that went it went bonkers.
First of all, how do you even get a lechon like that? Like, how do you get a lechon?
We can get it.
How do you get a pig like that? Like,
No,
you go to the butcher and just say, "Give me a lechon."
No, you call. I call Gala. It's like we gotta go friendship with Gala food. And Brentwood, I call him. And he came and I called Edwin. I said, "Listen, I want a lechon." He said, "For what?" I said, "I'm gonna do a Puerto Rican Day Parade." I said, "Okay." So he said,
but he had his connections. I'm sure he didn't have a lechon just hanging around.
It was fresh. He ordered it.
Oh, you gotta order it.
Yeah, you gotta order it. Fresh, and in 2 seconds she called Angel, and Angel say, "Whatever, let's do it."
So Angel is
the
your
man.
family.
Uncle Angel, yeah.
Angel.
Well, it's been a tradition in my family. We've done
Okay.
lechones every year.
Okay.
Since I was a kid, I can remember. I mean, since I was a kid, it started off with the tradition of my great grandpa.
Okay.
And it was the old fashioned way where they would build the stick and they would take turns turning and roasting it. Uncle Angel took on that tradition, and he ran with it throughout our entire life. And he created that machine. He built that machine.
Oh,
so he actually built it. He has 2 machines he built.
Oh my God! Let's see how many people next year are gonna in the parade gonna start,
Yeah.
kind of duping
we
that.
I'm looking for sponsors.
Yeah,
it is.
You're gonna have to trademark that. Okay, there's no other lechon on the float on the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Nope,
okay,
only Jibarito.
New York City requested that. That's
right.
The people from New York City actually they called me. They asked me. He was like, "No, we need that here." And I was like, "What do you mean? You said there was no more." Because we were asking if we could bring an army vehicle to the parade, and we were kind of like in short notice. And he's like, "No, but it's already tapped out." I was like, "All right, no problem." All of a sudden, I showed him the picture and the video. He's like, "Nope, all right, you need to bring that here to New York City." I said, "Are you serious right now?" He's like, "You just told me there was no capacity." Right. He's like, "No, we'll make exceptions. We got this." And it happened. I asked Uncle Angie. He said, "Let's do it," and it made history. And he's
that is amazing. That's definitely what a way to really make your because now we're basically so Jibaritos with Troops is basically based in Long Island.
Yes.
Right now with this being I'm sure it expanded and now you're more like
we're getting called up.
Now we're gonna do September 10th.
September 10th.
September 10th. We're gonna do a Puerto Rican Day, and then we're gonna do the same thing in Brooklyn, right?
And of course, if you didn't know, now you know I am a Brooklynite. I was born and raised in East New York, so of course I have to be there and represent. But so guys, here at my show, I do a little segment. It's called What Now. So with What Now, we're just gonna take a look at what's trending out there, like what's going on out there. Like there's always something going on. So we just kind of pick here and there. We're just gonna like touch base on what's going on. So Bobby, can we start that off? Okay. So can you believe this? Everybody and anybody has been watching the news. Especially if you are here from Long Island, I'm sure you have heard of the Gilgo Beach murders. This has been going for quite some time now, a couple of years already. The disappearance and the killings and finding the bones or whatever of, females. And so unfortunate because it's very scary to know that, somebody's out there just going around killing and they actually caught the guy. Like, this is like, honestly, like a movie. It's like a movie. Like when you read about how, if you've been following this for a couple of years now, every time they're finding a new body, no trace of who it is, no leads, no anything. And then all of a sudden, like, did you even know how
our Commissioner Harrison,
like, how is it that, this was like, talk about detective work to its finest. This is like a movie. Did they watch a movie? And
there actually is a movie, I think, on the Go-Go, isn't there?
Not now when they found him and not how they even got him. That has to be revised then. Because how is it the way they found this guy, and then from there on, now forget it, So I am super happy that the families of the victims have some kind of a closure now. I know it doesn't make it any easier. I as well had a tragic, I don't want to say tragic, it's horrible. It was a horrific situation. I also as well, I had an aunt in Puerto Rico who was murdered in her home. This happened about 10 years ago in Caguas, and I'm sure anybody who would it was she was a very prominent, Maribel Cartagena was her name, and she was a socialite and she was a businesswoman, and it was also scary, like a movie type, where this individual like scoped out her whole estate, went back from how the mountains over there, she lived like in the in the hills, in the mountains, like going campo, but like Caguas is like campo, and then you have the and he knew the time when people left, when they came, and he caught her off guard, and it was a horrific. Thank God for surveillance cameras. I didn't quite want to watch it, but it was very detailed and very horrific. So the feeling that they're going, and even with the young man that was found, you know, it's like it's a relief to know that you got the monster, but at the same time it's like you know, you wish you didn't even have to go through that, you know. So I can imagine what the families of the victims, and you know, they're probably now the dreading of the whole trial and stuff like that, you know. So my heart goes out to them. But so what's the next one, Bobby? Oh, I just had to bring this up. First of all, that's a freaking sloth. Did you hear about the story? Okay, you had this the pet shop owner in Hauppauge selling sloths. Do you know what a sloth is? Like, I think you only find sloth like in freaking Ecuador or one of these, you know. He's actually, first of all, I want to know, not only are you selling them, who is buying sloths? Who has the capabilities in their home and everything that goes with, like, do you know what a sloth is? They have an ecosystem that lives in their bodies. People, do you know this? Like, you ever opened up a sloth? Like, they have like a whole new community of things inside. Like, this is not just a regular animal that you can just bathe and, you know, it's like a little puppy. Like, do your research. I can't believe that this person now finally was cited and closed down after so many. And the thing is that he goes around, and they're illegal. You know what I'm saying? These are animals. They're not domesticated animals. You know, how is he obtaining them? We don't know. He just keeps finding loopholes to keep opening new places. And then I think I saw somebody make a comment. They said, oh, I just bought my Cadbury. How do you say it? Bobby, do you know what that is? What is that? The Easter. A Cadbury. You know what that is? It's like that rodent that looks like a what? What would you say? Like a beaver? I don't know. It's like a beaver looking, but this is what I'm saying. A cat. Why here in Long Island, in Hauppauge, you have sloths, and it's beyond me. So I'm glad they closed him down. I mean, this guy, you know, he's obviously not caring about pets. He doesn't care about, and the people buying it too. It's not cute. It's not funny. You just don't think that you owning pets because they're exotic. Not only that they are special needs. They need special food, special climate, special environment. So I'm glad they got him. What's the next one? Listen to this. Okay, so if you don't know what this is, first of all, supposedly this was a world record breaking type contest. So, you know, people, so as I was reading, Nigerians love to break records, especially when it comes to the Guinness Book of Records. So this individual decided that he wanted to break a world record by crying. So he's trying to cry for 7 days straight. Okay. 7 days straight. How do you even stay up 7 days? I don't know how exactly. All I know is that he went temporarily blind. He had migraines. He was nauseous, throwing up. Just to make the Book of Records Guinness would, like, is it that serious? So this man, have you ever heard of this? I never even heard of a man cry, not even for like 10 minutes. Nevertheless, for freaking 7 days. Can you believe the shit that goes out there? Come on. Bobby, do you cry like that? No? Oh, okay. What's that next one? Do we have one more? Well, Bobby, we're out of order here. That's it then. All right. So anyway, let's continue our and actually we just seen the flyer there. Let's put that up since we'll show that. So I see that you have something coming up in August. It's called Christmas in August. So what exactly is that about?
That is our annual car show that we have every year. We've been doing it now for 5 years. Is it 55 years? It's where we raise funds for Christmas because we usually go. We do something different every year when it comes to handing out toys to the children that are less fortunate within the community. But this is where we raise funds for that cause.
Okay. So the draw. So it's a Christmas in August. It's the 5th annual. It's a car show. So it's not it's a car show. I thought it was like it's not a car wash.
No, this one is a car show.
Oh, it's a car show. Okay.
That's where we have antique cars. We have this. What is it? Motorcycles.
Is it like a block party type of thing? Is it like a?
No, we do it at the school. We used to do it at his shop, and it became a little bit overwhelming because we got more and more participants. So then now, with the help of Legislator Gonzalez, we get the schools now. We do it there, and we have a good
any type of car, any type of car.
So it's like a showcase, like
well, we do trophies. We do it, we get trophies and stuff like that. But most of the thing is, for the cost. So people pay $20. You can pull any antique car, any type of car you want.
Okay.
And then people, vote, and then if you get a trophy, you get a trophy at the same time.
Wow.
With that $20 that you pay, we use it, like she said, to get toys and help the community. Here in Puerto Rico, we do the book bag too. People come and go, pencils, anything for school.
This is what I'm saying. This is so incredible how Jibarito with Troops is it's involved with so many other things besides just sending aid to disaster areas and stuff like that. But what do you hope to do for now in the future? Is it something you have more you want to go like bigger, somewhere else different? Is it something you want to change? Do you want to go like what do you want to do now that you have this big platform with Jibarito and Troops?
I don't like to predict or have any type of bigger expectations than what we have. I mean, it's a blessing what we have now so that we can help who we can with the help of the community and through our connections, because he has a lot of people that he knows through his business, and with the team that we have and the sponsorship that we get. Everything and anybody that we can reach out to help them is kind of a blessing, because I think that the repayment of the gratification of being able to help them and have that ability, that's rewarding enough for us. It's not about how big we can get or how big we want to be. We take it day by day. If it happens, it happens. I think that the community or even other organizations working together, we can be so much more.
Right.
We're not better than any other organization, and we never try to be. We try to work together so that the more people that come together, or even like we even asked other organizations if they wanted to partake in the car show to distribute any type of school supplies. That's how we come together and we make the community stronger. And we see where the need is, and then what we can't do, we can reach out to another organization.
Speaking of, have you ever had to turn down something because
we network. There's a few. There's a few
because you guys really look like you're getting like overwhelmed with so much. Different projects.
Yeah, we have
the same organization. I forgot. Shout out to the people in Puerto Rico. Jibarito with Troops, we have it in Puerto Rico.
Jibarito with Troops in Puerto Rico. Dale, huepa.
I know, and also my prayers por la gente de Puerto Rico, el tornado que pasó hace 3 días atrás en el pueblo de Aguada.
That is most unheard of. A tornado in Puerto Rico, and then in one town. Was it just in Aguada?
In Aguada, my hometown, mi gente de Aguada.
Your hometown, nevertheless. Ave María, Jose.
I know.
They should have named it after Jose.
Mi oraciones por ellos, pero I want to say something back what you said before. What's the best at work I ever have and doing this? Papers, I don't care about the papers. Any of the stuff. And I still remember, and it's many families. When it happened earthquakes in Puerto Rico, we helped many families. But I still stuck with this family in my head. I don't know why, because I see what was going on. And the best award is when they call you after a while, and they told you, we're good. Thank you for helping me to do this.
Absolutely.
Now I got my house. Now I got my wife back. Now I got my kids back, that's the best thing.
That's the blessing.
You know what I mean? If you're watching Jose and San Germán. So, you know,
and his
that's
wife
always, you know, it was, I mean, it was a lot of stories, but, you know what I mean? That one is always, you know, I still remember that one because we used, you know, once in a while he texts me.
Right.
Say, my wife is good, my kid is good.
Makes
Thank you
feel
guys.
Like you really made an impression.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
made a difference in somebody's life.
And that's the best of work that we get in the organization. You know what I mean? We don't work for get a piece of paper. I mean, we get it. I mean, thank you. But you know what I mean? That's
I feel like you guys deserve more than just a thank you. I believe that you guys should get recognition from, you know, the counties, the state, you know, the freaking nation. The Jibarito with Troops should just go. We gotta make it go across. You know, let's make that go across. You know, but
instead of the reward, what we really like is their involvement to help us keep pushing forward to be able to help at a bigger level if we could. And if there's more people that we can help and they can, you know, connect with us, because we also now have, you know, we didn't even mention that we now have a youth division in our organization, and we want to be that example to the younger ones that actually.
And you keep growing. Like, do you have time for yourself?
I'm retired now. I'm retired.
Well, speaking of, how do you feel being retired from it? I mean, do you miss being
bored? But that's
bored. I don't think you're gonna have any time bored.
I wish it was reworking.
No.
Me tiene loco,
I'm taking care of my medical stuff.
Yeah, you need to go back and volunteer at least, you know.
Besides doing
we love to do that. You know what I mean? I'm just somebody I talk too much. I'm working 24 hours and I take time for doing whatever we got to do.
Absolutely, that's
because
great.
16 years I did this for the soldiers. So that's our goal also, is to incorporate what I've done for the soldiers the past 16 years.
Absolutely.
Is also to bring it into the organization and keep helping our troops.
And the team that we have, amazing team. Yep. Thank you to the team. Thank you for Suffolk County Police. They always, you know, to cut that idiot in there. I'm number one.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And they always support us. The people in Puerto Rico, police in Puerto Rico as well.
Well, listen, I am so honored and I'm so amazed that I know you guys and we become friends and we're going to become family and we can do more things together, and I want to be more involved and I'm going to get more people involved because we all do need to do this together. You know what I'm saying? Like you started this small and now it's growing. I mean, it's only fair that we all put our input and our help into making Jibaritos with Troops go even further. But, you know, it's unfortunate that we've come almost to that time because, you know what they say, time flies when you're having fun. But before we leave, why don't you let everybody know what are your handles? Where can they reach you, you know, if they wanted some, you know, to participate, to donate or just want to talk, or is there anything that, you know, you can give them so they can reach out to you?
So we have different platforms. We have our Facebook page, Jibaritos with Troops. They can follow us there. We have Instagram, Jibarito with Troops. Jose's business page is New York Auto Detail. But we also have the new platform, which has just been about a week or two. The Jibarito with Troops Youth Division also has a Instagram page, but they can contact myself. My cell is on the page as well, right? And my phone number's there, his phone number's there, or through network, whoever knows us. And if
find the number, anything,
Okay, well, listen, y'all, people heard it here. You know, it was amazing to have you here. Thank you so much, and I hope this is not, you know, the first and last. You know, I'm sure there's going to be so many more events that we can come on and chit chat and definitely promote. So thank you so much for that. And I also want to, before I leave, Bobby, I just want to give a few other events that are to happen soon. We have the Celebrity Sports Entertainment. You know, yearly we have the events at the Ojica Castle. We actually have the Gatsby, the Great Gatsby. It's one of the, you know, CSC and TMT. If you know who they are, that's the money team with Floyd Mayweather, the Celebrity Sports Entertainment. This is an amazing event. It's also a charity for Do Up Cancer. It's at the Ojica Castle. That's coming up July 30th. Everybody, please, it's so amazing. It's so much fun. So many people, you know, to network with. So You can always go on my page, Linda Lynn, and you can, click on the link and you can find all the information and the tickets there. And I believe also we have the other flyer that the next day is the infamous the golf outing, which is with the 1-800-Liquors, and another amazing events. A lot of celebrities. This is celebrity golf outing. If you're a celebrity, not a celebrity, come out, have a great time. It's for a great cause. Again, is at the Ohica Castle. That I believe is the 31st, which is a Monday. And after the golf outing, it is the after party. So people, once again, there is no excuse why that weekend you're not attending. If not all, at least one of them. Yeah, girl is going to be there. So you better come out and meet me. So that's what's happening coming up at the end of the month. But so people, thank you so much. I do this for you guys. Without you, there's no Good For You TV. I love all the messages I get in, day out, when you say, oh my God, when is your next show? What do you have on? You inspire me. You motivate me. It makes me feel so good that I'm not on this alone. Like, I'm doing this for you, and I love it. And I thank you so much. And continue with the support. I love it. And I will see you here next time, same place. So muchos besos. Que tengan buenas noches. I love you. Have a good night. And I see you then. Bye.